On Friday's Days of Our Lives, Salem may reach the point where panic finally catches up with the secrets. This is not just an episode about one person missing, one marriage under pressure, or one villain making a move. It is an episode where several storylines appear to crash into the same dangerous question: who is being manipulated, and who is already too late to stop it? So let's break down Friday, May 1st, because this episode may begin with fear, but it could end with Salem realizing that the real threat was hiding in plain sight all along. Friday's tension begins with Sophia Choi, but the real danger may not be that she is missing. The real danger may be the story she leaves behind. Once Amy finds that disturbing message and sees Holly's name tied to Sophia's emotional collapse, the entire situation changes. Suddenly, this is not just a search. It becomes a panic wrapped inside an accusation. Amy will likely fear the worst. Brady will move quickly because he understands how serious the situation looks. And Jada's involvement means Salem may start treating Sophia's disappearance as more than family drama. But that is exactly what makes Sophia's move so calculated. She may have designed the situation so everyone reacts before anyone investigates. Fear becomes the first response. Suspicion becomes the second. And by the time people start asking whether the note is telling the whole truth, Holly's name may already be damaged. That is why this plan is so dangerous. Sophia does not need Salem to know what really happened. She only needs Salem to believe something terrible could have happened, and that Holly might be connected to it. Still, this kind of scheme can collapse fast. Brady may be emotional, but he is not naive. Jada knows how to separate panic from evidence. If Sophia left behind one inconsistency, one strange detail, or one clue that feels too convenient, the search could shift from rescuing Sophia to exposing her. Sophia may believe disappearing gives her power. But the moment Brady and Jada start looking closely, her disappearance may become the very thing that puts her plan at risk. Holly's part of Friday's episode may be heartbreaking because she may not realize how quickly the situation is turning against her. While Sophia is missing and Salem is reacting, Holly may still be trying to process the emotional mess already surrounding her. She may think this is another difficult day, another painful conflict, another moment she has to survive. But Sophia's note could turn Holly from a bystander into the person everyone whispers about. That is the cruelest part of the setup. Holly may not be officially accused at first. No one may directly say she is guilty. But suspicion does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it shows up through looks, hesitation, uncomfortable questions, and people suddenly treating you like there is something you need to explain. That could be the pressure Holly faces. And this is where Tate becomes important. Tate tries to lift her spirits, which gives the story a brief emotional pause. He may want to protect Holly from everything closing in around her. He may want to remind her that she is not alone. But his support could be tested almost immediately once Sophia's disappearance becomes the center of attention. Because Tate is not outside the drama. He is connected to both girls. That means his reaction matters. If he stands firmly with Holly, it could give her the emotional strength she needs. But if he hesitates, even for a second, Holly may feel the damage before anyone else says a word. For Holly, the real threat is not just Sophia's lie. It is the possibility that the lie spreads faster than the truth. And once Salem starts questioning her, Holly may have to fight for her reputation before she even understands the full trap Sophia has set. While everyone is focused on Sophia's disappearance, Javi's realization could shift the entire episode into a much darker place. Friday's spoiler that Javi realizes Johnny is in trouble is not a small detail. It suggests someone finally sees beyond the surface panic. Sophia missing is one problem. Holly being blamed is another. But Johnny being in danger points to a larger, more sinister design. This may be the moment the story stops looking like teen chaos and starts looking like DiMera revenge. Kristen has been pressuring Sophia to target Johnny as a way to wound EJ, and that makes Johnny the hidden center of the storm. People may be searching for Sophia, comforting Holly, and worrying about Amy's fears, while the real danger is moving toward Johnny. That is what makes Javi's realization so urgent. He may recognize a detail others missed. Maybe Sophia's behavior does not line up. Maybe something about Johnny's location, timing, or vulnerability suddenly clicks. Whatever triggers it, Javi may become the one person who understands that the search is pointed in the wrong direction. But Salem loves cruel timing. If Javi is already dealing with a medical crisis or ends up at the hospital, his discovery may become painfully limited. Knowing Johnny is in danger will not be enough if he cannot reach him, warn him, or get someone to act fast. That creates real suspense because the audience may be ahead of the characters. We may know Johnny is the one who needs help, while everyone else is still chasing Sophia's disappearance. And that is where Friday could become explosive. Javi may not just uncover a clue. He may expose the real shape of the threat. But if his warning comes too late, Johnny may already be standing exactly where Kristen and Sophia need him to be. While the episode's danger seems to gather around Johnny, Chanel's scenes with Sarah may reveal the emotional cost building just outside the main crisis. Sarah supporting Chanel does not sound explosive on paper, but it could be one of Friday's most important emotional beats. Chanel may be trying to stay strong, but strength has limits. Between her complicated life with Johnny, the pressure surrounding the DiMera world, and the uncertainty constantly circling her future, Chanel may be carrying more fear than she wants to admit. Sarah is not there to stir the drama. She is there to steady Chanel. She can give her a space to breathe, to say what she has been holding back, or to admit that the situation is starting to feel heavier than she expected. But the timing makes this scene more painful. While Chanel is trying to find balance, Johnny may be moving closer to danger. That contrast gives the episode a quiet suspense. Chanel may be talking about fear without realizing the threat is no longer distant. Sarah may be offering comfort without knowing that comfort may soon be needed for something much worse. This could also deepen Chanel's role in the larger story. She is not just Johnny's wife waiting on the sidelines. She is someone whose emotional world could be shattered if Kristen's revenge touches Johnny directly. So Sarah's support may not simply be a kind moment. It may be a warning sign that Chanel is already fragile before the real shock arrives. And if Johnny's crisis explodes by the end of Friday, this conversation may feel less like a pause in the drama, and more like the last moment Chanel had before everything changed. Then comes the spoiler that gives Friday its darkest edge. Kristen gets revenge. With Kristen DiMera, revenge is never just about punishment. It is about control. She wants the person who hurt her to feel powerless, exposed, and shaken. And if EJ is the person she wants to wound, Johnny becomes the most dangerous possible target. Kristen may believe she has found the perfect weapon in Sophia. Sophia is angry, desperate, and already willing to twist the truth to protect herself. On the surface, that makes her useful. She can move in ways Kristen cannot. She can create chaos while Kristen keeps distance. But that same quality makes Sophia dangerous. Sophia is not calm. She is not loyal in a clean way. She has her own panic, her own resentment, and her own need to make Holly look guilty. So if Kristen thinks she can point Sophia in one direction and control the outcome, she may be making a serious mistake. Two revenge plans may be running at the same time. Kristen wants to hurt EJ through Johnny. Sophia wants to escape consequences and destroy Holly's credibility. Those goals may overlap for a moment, but they are not the same. And when motives split, mistakes happen. Johnny may become the immediate victim of Kristen's scheme. Holly may become the public target of Sophia's lie. Javi may be the person who sees the truth too late. Chanel may be the one left emotionally crushed by the result. And Brady, Jada, and Amy may realize they were pulled into a search that distracted them from the real danger. Kristen may get her revenge. But the cost may be far higher than she expects. Because in Salem, revenge does not stay pointed at one person. It spreads through families, relationships, and secrets. And if Kristen's plan harms the wrong person, Friday may not be her victory. It may be the beginning of her exposure. So Friday, May 1st could be a major turning point for Days of Our Lives. Sophia's disappearance may send Salem into panic, but the deeper danger may be the story she leaves behind. Holly could be pulled into a blame game she never deserved. Tate may have to decide whether love means comfort, trust, or both. Javi may realize Johnny is in danger, but possibly too late to stop the crisis. Chanel may lean on Sarah without knowing how close heartbreak really is. And Kristen's revenge may finally explode, but not necessarily in the way she planned. The biggest question now is this: will Sophia's plan fool Salem long enough to destroy Holly's life? Or will one mistake expose the truth before Johnny pays the price? And as for Kristen, she may believe revenge gives her power. But by the end of Friday, Salem may learn that revenge does not always make you stronger. Sometimes, it only starts the disaster you cannot survive.